Good morning. Oh, you know, I really need to do something with this, don't I? So I'm working on that. Hey, good morning. Good morning. Today, hey, Jesse. Jesse, good to see you. Good to see you. So, listen, we're going to get right into this. Barb's here. Good morning, Barb. Good morning. Um, because this is actually, I don't think we're going to get through the whole presentation today, but we can get a good start on it. I want to talk to you about Woody. Good morning. Good morning. Cindy's here too. Good morning. It's so good to see all of you. Thank you. Okay. Um, be a going concern. Look, I made presentation slides. Wait, you want to see? Yeah. Yay! Be a going concern. A going concern is any activity that you take on with the intention of uh, a positive outcome. In the world of business, Mashid, are you in here? Hey, um, in the framework of a business, what that means is that you're going to pursue building a business with the intention of making a profit. That's what a going concern is. And that's what our intentions are when we decide on uh, doing a business, a small business. So let me give you a little bit of a story where regarding my reference material. Back, yeah, how long has it been now? Let's see, 2017. So that's what, 7 years? This is 24, so that's 4 plus 3, 7. 7 years ago, my husband decided that he wanted to open his own small business. Well, um, there's a lot to consider when you make that decision. And to help him through this, I bought him a book because, that's what I do. I read and research. So I bought him this book, How to Start a Home Based Business. Now, this one is for a craft business, but the information in here is valuable. And for today's presentation, hey, Letty's here. Good morning. For today's presentation, that's where I picked up my reference material. So we're going to there are 8 points that I want to make here. And like I said, there's a lot here. We're probably not going to get through it all today. And I'm just highlighting some of these areas. But the first one, start your home business and then working out of your home, financial planning and financial management, the legal aspects, taxes and record keeping, managing your business, which is a totally different animal from managing your finances, and marketing your business. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started. We've got a lot to cover. Oops, this would help, wouldn't it? Aha! Our building points, starting your home base, working out of your home, financial planning, financial management, legal aspects, taxes, record keeper, managing, and marketing. All right. So the first one, we are going to. Where did you come from? You are not one of my slides. This is not good. This is not good. Doesn't help that. Oh my goodness, where is it? Do, do, do. I don't know where it went. And oh my gosh. I know. I'm scrambling here, people. I know I saved this presentation. I was so wait, what's this? Hold on. I think I found it. Oh my gosh, can you imagine? Um, all that work and it would be gone? Thanks, Letty. Okay, page down. Page down. There we are. Starting your business. Um, Many things to consider in this decision when you want to start your own business. Will it be a hobby that earns money, or is it going to be your full time job? Um, a hobby is that, casual kind of activity that we do for personal pleasure, but it can, maybe some of the items that we're making are, oops, that's not what I wanted, are, have, somebody else might be interested in them. Learning your craft. You decide you want to start a business. You decide you want to sell widgets. Widgets are very popular. Everybody wants to buy a widget. You want to make and sell widgets. But do you know how to make a good widget? A good widget that is not only of good quality, but efficiently made, cost effective. Do you want to specialize or do you want to generalize? Specialize, is that all you want to do is just make those widgets? Or you want to generalize, you want to make the widgets and maybe all the support items that go with, all the accessories that go with a widget. Like I said, there's a whole bunch of decisions to be made. And is it a sellable craft? There's always somebody out there that's willing to buy something. Hey, Doug. Doug's here. Good morning, Doug. If you have an interest in doing something for yourself, I can almost guarantee there's at least one other person in this whole world, and we can even make that world smaller, in our whole area that would like to have one. They don't have the skill set, they don't have the equipment, they don't have what it takes to make their own, but yes, they would really like one. The thing is if there's one person, can you find others? And that's where you have to determine if what your product is sellable. So this is a question Letty had, or a statement she said, the old age question, brick and mortar or brick and mortgage, which is true. What are the, what you should, working out of your home, should you or shouldn't you? The pros and cons. Not everybody is cut out for self-employment, full-time or part-time. You need to be self-disciplined. You need to be structured. You need to be a self-starter and patience. It's going to take time to build your business. You're not going to hang out your shingle that says, XYZ business is now open and expect to be making um, money hand over fist. It takes time to build. And you need to know how you're going to weather through that building period. Setting up your business space. How much space are you going to need? How much equipment and supplies? Do you have room for it? Um, The other side would be to find an outside location, the brick and mortgage. But it's going to cost money, and can your business support that expense? If not, if your business can't come right in and start paying rent or mortgage on an outside location, can you personally handle that expense out of pocket until your business is productive? And I don't mean productive in the sense that you're making your widgets. I mean productive in the sense that it can be self-supporting. Handling growth. Everybody starts out small and then they start adding. You add, you got your first machine, then you add a second machine, then you add another service. With all these services, you got supplies and inventory. Do you have place for this growth? How do you plan to handle this growth? Yes, it may not be something you need to think about today, but if you're serious about making this a going concern, it is something you need to be thinking about. Just to give you a story, I started out in a back bedroom. Don't we all start out in a back bedroom? Okay, maybe not all of us. It was a 10-foot by 11-foot room, and it got too small. So then I moved everything into uh, what is called our family room. In this house, structured as the family room. Hold on, Letty, we'll get right there. Went to the family room. Um, and this was back years ago when I was doing quilting. I had an automated quilter that was 12 feet long and by 5 feet wide. You know, the working space was 12 feet by 5 feet. So we took the family room, and I had one wall with this quilter, and then the other wall was embroidery and sewing machines, and shelving units. That room was 12 by 18 feet. And then, that wasn't enough. So I moved everything from the family room into what is called our living room. And now we actually live in had, Doug, big had a long arm, um, into our living room, and then moved the living into the family room. Well, ultimately, I now have the living room. I have this space, which is a spare bedroom. And Letty, I just set up my laser, and it's out in the garage. It's occupying a space of approximately 6 by 5, with a shelf on the side for supplies. I know. So that's the question. Can you handle the growth? If I grow anymore, I'm going to need to find another location. Um, so that's a decision I have to make. Working with others in our building, working with others. Um, do you have room? If your expansion gets to the point where you need help in getting your production done, do you have room in your space to bring other people in to work with you in your production? Do you want to work with other people? Or are you self-controlled? Everything's got, micromanager, where working with other people may not be a good idea, but it's too much to do yourself. So do you want to hire employees, or do you want to outsource? Remember, outsourcing is not a bad word. If you can find a good outsource partner to work with you, then consider it. And then last, working out of your home, you need to separate your business life from your personal life. Of all these things, I think this is the most important. Yes, when you start your business, there's going to be a lot of time and a lot of effort needed to make it work, to build it. But don't forget you. Don't forget you and your family, and don't forget your personal life. Yes, you're going to need extra time, but yes, you're also going to need to take care of you. I know I'm streaming past through some of this. Again, I did up this presentation now that I know where I saved it. If you're interested, let me know and I'll send it over to you. Um, Financial planning. You made the decision. Now, how are you going to pay for it? Big question, right? You can go to the bank, take out a loan, credit cards, family and friends. Be remembering it needs to be paid back. Um, and you need to know, oh, look at this, Barb. Barb started at the kitchen table. In the summer, she used the picnic table to make boat tops and covers and moved into the house. I planned out the business for retirement. Barb, if I recall correctly, you now have a an addition that you placed on your property um, that is now where your business is located. That is awesome. Um, so yes, financial planning, credit cards. Yep, one end of the house. Credit cards, bank loan, friends and family. That money needs to be paid back, and you need to build that expense into your expenses. You don't want to not pay this money back. Banks and credit cards are going to have a very structured payment plan. Friends and family, be kind to them. They were kind to you. Make sure that you give them back their money. Or you can go out of pocket. You can liquidate your savings or pay as you go. Um, if you have a rainy day fund and decide to buy equipment and supplies to get you started, or you could save and buy a bit at a time. I know in my own personal experience, um, the only item I carry a note on is my equipment. And right now, I have only one piece of equipment that gets paid on a monthly basis. It's a lease. And the thing I like about the lease is if I decide I don't want to do this at the end of my lease, I can sell the equipment or I can just buy it out for the remaining balance of the lease. But again, it's a structured payment. It happens every month. If I had borrowed money from family or friends, I would want to make sure that I structured that payment to make sure that they got their money back. But again, in my case, I carry a note on the equipment and everything else I pay in full by the end of the month. Okay. If I use a credit card that I purchase supplies with, I make sure that that credit card is paid at the end of the month. I don't want to carry a lot of debt. Um, Open a bank account. And this is very important. The IRS states that your business monies must be separate from your personal monies. They should not mix. Yes, you can make an investment into your business. It's called owner equity. When I started my business, I took $500. Yeah, I know it's a small amount, but this was years ago. Didn't need much at the time. Um, Took $500 and opened that bank account. That was owner equity. I made an investment into my business. And yes, you want to pay yourself. That's called an owner's draw, or you can set up a payroll, depending on how you set up your accounting system. Um, so yes, you can you can put personal money in and take money out to be personal money. You need to bookkeep that. You need to record keep that. Um, so if they are separated, even though you pulled one or put one, they're still separate books. Financial management. Financial management is completely different from financial planning. Financial management is now that you have some money, and again, that first thing comes the bank account. Ideally, a business bank account. Check with your local bank. Some of those things are have fees. Personally, I don't care for extra fees. There are situations that you have no choice. Maybe the bank account is one of them. So yeah, financial management. Set up your bank account. Bookkeeping. It doesn't have to be anything real extreme, but you need to know where your money is coming in from and where your money is going out of. Letty, that's very important. I need to separate out accounts. And yes, it would be easier. At the end of the month, how do you know how much money was yours and how much money was the business if you've got those accounts together? Bookkeeping, again, it doesn't have to be anything grand or extreme. In fact, I know I'd done a previous uh, live broadcast on a very simple but very effective bookkeeping system using a simple spiral notebook in manila envelopes. It doesn't have to be anything extravagant. Then comes the budget, pricing for profit, income. You need to handle your pricing, and this I know this is the hard part. You want to cover your expenses and still have some to put in your pocket. You need to do the math. You need to know what your expenses are. You need to know where your income is coming from. You need to uh, calculate out. You need to calculate out how much goes where and how much profit you want to make. And then you take all these numbers and you break it down into a per unit pricing structure. I have a couple of comments here. Barb uses QuickBooks for Business and have a business bank account that has a debit card. Took a little bit to set up the chart of accounts before QuickBooks. I used Barb, you and I, same thing. I started with my spiral notebook and then moved over into a spreadsheet. And now I also use QuickBooks. But again, that's a fee based product. And maybe you don't have those fees at the very beginning. So, start small. It doesn't hurt. Let's see what Cindy says. Where we live, if you have a business building, you pay more for electricity being a business. You pay an extra demand fee. The demand fee can sometimes be more than really. Oh, Cindy. Yeah, not liking that. And Letty, on the other hand, she hated QuickBooks and went back to Excel. You went back to something you felt comfortable with. And it works. It works for you. But she likes the idea from Profit First of splitting that sale into various accounts, profit, taxes. Oh, yeah. Let's see. Letty had said something earlier. She's reading a book called Profit First, and it seems that it has an accounting method in there. We should check that out. I'll take a look at it. Okay, what else do we have here? Payables and spending. Spend wisely and know that the cheapest item is not always the best. If you buy something, let's go back to a widget. If you buy a widget for $3 and you use that widget twice and it breaks, and you have to buy another widget for $3 and you use that widget twice and it breaks, would it not have been better to spend $6 on a better widget that doesn't break for 15 or 20 uses? You save some money there. Think about that before you spend. Gusta. Good morning, Gusta. Gusta doesn't need bookkeeping. He's got a wife. Oh, Cindy says that if the power goes out, supposedly you get your demand feedback, but for the residentials. Demand feed. What else have we got here? Audible has profit. Oh, so you can listen to it. Thanks, Barb. Thank you. Okay, let's go back to the last part of this. Use an accountant. Your accountant does not need to be on a monthly retainer. Your accountant does not have to be actively involved in your day to day operation. But I want to strongly recommend making sure you have your books together, all of your receipts, all of your notes, your income, your outgo. Make sure you have all of your documents together and work with accountant at least at the end of the year during tax season. Why? Because that person is a focused, educated person who is knowledgeable of the laws and guidelines necessary to meet the IRS filings. Now, I don't know what it costs in your area. And yes, there's probably dozens of you that say, I do my own taxes. I used to do my own taxes. Um, and even at the beginning for a small business, no big deal. In fact, I actually have an associate's in accounting. Of course, it's been 100 years since I've used it. I also have I have a dual associates. I have an associates in business management as well. But again, that was 35, 40 years ago. Still retain some of it. Um, but unless I study and keep up with tax law every year, because those tax laws change every year, I no longer have that knowledge. What may have been true 40 years ago is not necessarily true now. Use an accountant, pay for that service. Just like your craft, your product, you know the value of your product. You know the skills that it takes to build and make that product. Your accountant, your CPA, your tax man or woman, your tax person is going to know that the how to build your tax file. They are educated in that. They are knowledgeable. They are skilled. Pay for those skills. Very important. But remember, if you work for free, we hire you. And if your rent is free, we move in. Yeah, I like that. Okay. We have 4 more slides. The last four, let me go back up here. Uh, oh, we have 3 more slides. Sorry. Legal aspects of your business, managing your business, marketing your business. Do you want to save this for next week? We can do that. While we're here waiting for that, why don't you tell me if you have any questions? Um, I'm gonna go get that book. I want to read that book. Maybe see what it has to say. I'm gonna have a drink of coffee. I'm thinking we should do a part two. We'll do a part two and take care of the legal aspects of your business, the managing of your business, and marketing of your business. Does that sound okay? I know I'm not giving you guys any time to answer. So, just before we go again, and again, this is thanks, Jesse. Thanks, Gusta. Um, this is there are lots and lots of starting a small business book. Oh, thank you. Cindy's talking about several parts. We can do a deeper dive. Think about it, guys. We'll do a deeper dive on anything you want. But like I was saying, there are a lot of books out there on starting a small business. I chose this one because it was easy to read. It was very concise, very informative. It even has a workbook format. Now, this is the previous edition. There is a new edition. Um, I have that linked at the end of the slide presentation. But it's How to Start a Home-Based Business, Craft Business by Ken Olberek, Oberreccht, Olberek, if you're interested. With that, I am going to go over here. You guys think about next week. We'll pick up the last three pieces here. Any questions you might have, any thoughts you might have, and let me know. Bring your questions. We'll be here again next week. Thanks. Wasn't that fun? Do you have more questions? Do you want to learn something new? Join me at quicktostitch.com for coffee and conversation, and we'll talk about it. Embroidery machines, designs, and business. Hope to see you soon. Bye now.